So, Mr. Chang, one of the things that you have provided us is a copy of your insurance policy, as I understand it, and you have highlighted the rental reimbursement. Can you tell us why you did that?
My insurance actually would cover a rental car if he didn't have a rental car in the first place. And as he said, even if the rental car can't be used for Uber, there are services that you can rent a vehicle from another person for a certain amount of time.
Right, but those have mileage limitations, don't they?
That depends on the owner of the car. You can go on Craigslist, and if they own the vehicle, you can go in and get that vehicle and use it for Uber for a certain amount of time.
Okay, but you understand that the rideshare companies won't approve a new vehicle without going through another process, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You know, this whole process for about a month's worth of driving would have been very difficult to do.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Judge Corriero.
Mr. Cheng, the plaintiff is suing for lost wages.
Yes.
And wouldn't you think it would also be logical and make common sense that if he was deprived of the opportunity to use a car to perform his work, that you should be responsible for lost wages because you were responsible for the damages to his car?
As I was responsible, yes, but as for the 4 weeks out, I feel that there could have been something done within that instance.
You mean it was too long?
Yes, Your Honor.
You mean if it was 2 weeks, you would have paid out of your pocket?
If it's a reasonable amount of time that was out.
That's the question that we have to ask, I think, of you, sir. How much did you make on average a week driving?
What I provided in the papers in Section B, it shows the wages for the previous 8 weeks, both on Uber and on Lyft, came out to $8.93 a week.
How many hours a day were you driving?
They work out to be somewhere between 8 and 10 hours a day.
Okay.
You know, it's the individual rides.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I have nothing further.
Mr. Evaneko, could you have used your wife's car?
No, it's a two-door Volkswagen Beetle.
Okay, so
And it's not
two-door
approved.
doesn't work for a rideshare.
Two-door doesn't work.
I'm really hitting you on this mitigation of damages thing, but
No,
I think you've done quite a bit to show us that you did what you could. Okay.
I think we are ready. We will excuse the parties while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both very much.
Okay, so I'm inclined to give Mr. Evaneko the entire amount he's requesting. He is reasonable in asking for the lost wages. He's provided the receipts. You know, Mr. Evaneko shouldn't have to come out of pocket for something that unfortunately wasn't his fault. So I'm inclined to give him everything that he's asking for.
Yeah, I mean, to me, coming in with liability being admitted, the big question was, did he do enough to mitigate his damages? Because I was initially thinking, oh, couldn't he have gotten a car, rented a car, borrowed a car? But he had answers to everything, and it appears he really did genuinely exhaust all of his options.
Yeah.
He really had no choice but to incur these damages.
I agree with both of you. I think we have a verdict.
We do.
Excellent.
Good.
This court is again in session.
Mr. Evaneko, Mr. Chang, we have reached a unanimous verdict. And you two made it very easy for us. Mr. Chang, you admitted to this accident being your fault. Mr. Evaneko, you brought in the receipts. You know, sometimes we have litigants, actually a lot of litigants, come in here with absolutely nothing and expect us to figure things out. And you brought us exactly what you needed to bring us. So we're inclined to give you the $3,705 in full for the repair work. You shouldn't have to come out of pocket for that. And, of course, your lost wages. And we found that you tried to do everything you could. Right. So the verdict is in favor of the plaintiff for $3,705.